Hi there, I'm back again. Hope you're all well. So today's tip is just a short tip, but it's a great tip. This tip is all about sitting position, particularly with reference to your lower back. Now this is brilliant stuff for anybody who's got a bit of a problem with sitting for long periods, particularly if you've got a bit of a history of sort of disc problems and things like that. And as a general rule, it's a really good tip for sitting for anyone, even if you don't have back problems, because it will help to avoid the back problems in the future if you're sitting well. Okay, so if you grab a chair and yeah, we'll go through it. I'll see you in a second. Right, so because it's a lovely day, I thought we'd do this outside, a bit more space. So we're going to focus on the pelvic position. Okay, this is really key for anybody who's got a lower back problem, particularly if it's disc related, and also has a big knock-on effect on your posture higher up as well. If your pelvis is slouching and rotating backwards, what tends to happen is the whole body tends to collapse, and that causes problems in the neck, and particularly with your computer work and things like this. Okay, so this is a really sort of sneaky little tip, just to really help you focus on getting your posture exactly right. Okay, so there's a couple of cues that are really important. Okay, so what we're looking for, okay, is with most people who have disc problems, it's the bottom couple of discs, L4, 5, L5, S1, and sitting is a nightmare, particularly the slouch sitting. Okay, now what we're looking to do to maintain good posture in the lower back, we need to kind of have a slightly inwards curve or lordosis in the lumbar spine. Okay, now a lot of people think that they're sitting upright, and they generally are with their upper bodies, and they think they're sitting well, but it's still very easy to slouch in your lower back and collapse. Okay, even when you're quite upright, it's very easy for this area to sort of slouch, and if you've got a problem here, it's all about what's happening down there. Okay, so what I suggest, okay, there's a couple of little cues that are helpful. All right, you can put your fingers over the lower part of your lower back. Okay, you feel these what we call spinous processes that stick out. Okay, and as you rock your pelvis backwards and forwards, those spinous processes will kind of push out as we slouch, and they'll kind of disappear again as we kind of tilt forwards. Okay, now what that helps us to do is it helps us to know what's going on right down at the base of your spine. Okay, so by having a couple of fingers right on the base of your spine here, you can tell that actually you don't actually have to go too far to actually cause the slouching and causing pressure on your discs. So the difference between slouching and not slouching for me is going from here to there. There, not slouching. There, I can feel my spinous processes pushing out and starting to compress. So it's a really small movement, yeah? So most people aren't aware that that's actually where they need to be, okay? And they can think that they're sitting upright, but the difference between them sitting upright and not is really just very, very small, okay? So that's a good little indicator to sort of see what's going on with your lower back. Now, as you tilt your pelvis forwards, there are a couple of bones underneath your buttocks called your ischial tuberosities, or your sitting bones. Okay, when you slouch, you'll notice that underneath here, the bones will sort of disappear. Okay, you won't have that pressure going through the bones of the ischial tuberosities. Okay, as you ride up, you start to notice that they become a little bit more prominent. You're sitting right on top of them. Okay, if you go too far, then you come off them again. So that's another little cue to see how well you're doing, is that if you can tilt forwards and you're right up on your ischial tuberosities, the chances are your lower back is going to be in a pretty good position too, and you can check that with your fingers. Okay, so this is really, really key. Okay, if you get this right, then you'll have benefits for your lower back and your lumbar spine, but also through your neck too. Okay, so this is a really, really good tip. Okay, so really work at that. Have a go at practicing yourself. There are a couple of other little things that you can do to sort of help to encourage this tilt forward, and that's putting a small cushion underneath the back of the chair at the back here, just to sort of lift the buttocks. That can help to just encourage that forward tilt. Any sort of low sort of sofa, soft low chair will encourage that posterior tilt. Okay, so try to avoid those types of chairs if you're really struggling with a disc problem. Anyway, hope that's helpful, and I'll be back with another tip soon. Okay, take care, bye-bye. So I just wanted to add one small little thing. With the pelvic tilting, just be very careful not to go too far forwards. So don't overextend the spine. So roll up until you're up on your sitting bones, and that should be around about the right spot. Okay, so all the best and good luck.